Yo, this Freddie G, School of Hard Knocks, episode 28. This coming to you live on the Saturday, November 1st, 2025. We made it through another great week of college football. Another great week. Gonna get into some of these games that was played today. A lot of great matchups and a lot of great endings. It was a good day for college football. But I'm gonna start with the Texas and Vanderbilt game, which I know I was going over earlier. Texas came out firing on. I think they scored on the first play with a screenplay for 75 yards, and they pretty much from the beginning was giving Vandy Hill offensively and defensively. And defensively, Texas defense, which I had stressed enough that Texas got a great defense. They forced Vanderbilt, which Vanderbilt only had 2 turnovers all season. They actually had the lowest turnovers in the SEC. They managed to get 3 turnovers on Vandy, with 2 interceptions and 1 fumble. So yeah, they was giving them hell. Uh, but gotta give credit to Vandy. They didn't go out, because at one point it got bad, because it was looking pretty bad. I think there was at one point it was 24-3 or something to that degree. But because I was watching the game and then I was at work, but we had the game on TV. But thing about Texas, which is kind of like it should be kind of concerning going forward. They didn't score any the second half, I don't think, or the fourth quarter. Well, it was a quarter they didn't score, but they messed around. Look, Vanderbilt come all the way back, and then not only that, they was really close to recovering a fumble on the onside kick, but Texas managed to get it. Texas survived that one. Now they was talking that hot shit right as the game was going on, but right at the end, it was getting concerning for them. I ain't got no dog in the fight. I don't too much like neither one of them. But uh, now Vandy goes down with 2 losses. Texas got 2 losses. Vandy got 2 losses. Now we got to see what the committee. Actually this week coming up is gonna be the first playoff college football playoff prediction. So there's no telling what they're gonna have Vanderbilt at. Or Texas, because Texas was ranked number 18, I think, coming into the game, and Vanderbilt was ranked number 9 or 8, either 8 or 9. But yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see where they're gonna be placed at, for sure. Surprised to see Arch end up playing. He was in concussion protocol, but he came back and he was on fire at one point. I think before the half he was 8 for 11. He was just dominating, just picking apart Vanderbilt's defense. So uh that's the importance. We gotta keep these players healthy though. We can't, like, he's an important player on that team. Even though he's been struggling this season, he's still their quarterback and a key piece to the offense and team. So it's great. It's great to see him out there. Another game we gonna talk about was the Georgia and Florida game, which I told you, I kind of pretty much was talking about it earlier this week too. I said that Georgia could very much get upset by Florida. And I was wrong. I thought it was at the Swamp. It was at Georgia. But Florida managed to get the lead a couple times in the game. Like Florida led 7-0 at one point. And then they ended up getting a field goal that was 10. And I think it was a fight the whole game. But once again, Georgia had to come from behind in halftime and make halftime adjustments. So, and I can't stress this enough with Kirby. It's one thing to do it 1 or 2 games or 2 or 3 games a season, but you gotta do this every game of the season. It's kind of concerning, because I don't understand, like, the fight power. It's much to your credit. You're fighting. You got fighting credit. You come from behind every game like halftime. But at the same time though, you can't. It's just you gotta. At some point, you gotta nip it in the bud before you even start. And I mean, but he's a coach and I'm not, so he know more than me, of course. But I just think it's concerning going forward that you gotta keep on making halftime adjustments every game. I mean, everybody make halftime adjustments, but like you a top team in the SEC, you got to come from behind every game. That should be concerning. That should be very concerning. But yeah, man, it was a good game for the most part. I think at some point DJ got injured, and prayers go to him. Florida had to go with their third string quarterback, but they managed to end up getting the game close still, and they ended up getting the lead. Well, I think right at the end it was like 20-17, but then a penalty came in, and it pretty much ended it from there because Georgia ended up getting momentum, and they ended up scoring, and then like it was all she wrote on a jet sweep play too. It was pretty much all she wrote. So Georgia escapes with a win against Florida, 24-20. Um, I think now Georgia. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a crew because they still got to play Texas. That's gonna be a great game right there. Texas going against Georgia. Because if Texas can mess around and beat Georgia, then they definitely gonna be in the playoffs. But I look at that. I think that's a playoff elimination game between Texas and Georgia. Because the loser will more than likely not make the playoffs with 3 losses. So, because Georgia already got 1 and Texas got 2. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that because Georgia, if they still get 2 losses, they'll still be in the hunt. But that's still gonna be a great game though. Texas going against Georgia. Gunnar Stockton going against Arch Manning, And last year, I think Georgia played them twice and beat them. I think Texas want to get back. So I'm not sure how that's gonna go. Who I would want to win that one because I don't really care for neither team. But it's still gonna be a great matchup for sure, especially in the SEC. So I mean, we still got a lot of good games left. We got Vanderbilt going. Vandy still got to play Tennessee. We got to play Auburn. It's a lot of great games still left. So we definitely finna get into it. But yeah, man. But Georgia ended up pulling it off. So they're going into the next week. I'm not sure who they play next week, but we're gonna see where they end up on the playoff. The committee will have them on the playoff ranking. But look, another team that I kind of mentioned before a couple days ago that I kind of felt will be a major upset was Miami and SMU. Now, I stated before, I said, man, if you could get Carson Beck pressure, then you could pretty much win that game. He threw for 2 touchdowns, but he also threw for 2 interceptions. So, like I said before, he was reverting back to his Georgia ways. And then not only that, SMU quarterback Kevin Jennings, man, he was a beast on offense. Well, throwing the ball, he threw it for well over 300 yards. So he was kind of hard to maintain too. So can nobody, Carson, I think he threw for roughly around 240 plus, but this dude Kevin Jennings, he threw for about 300 plus, and he had a couple touchdowns. So like, man, SMU messed around and beat Miami. Now, man, Miami they down with 2 losses. I don't know how they're gonna fit in the playoff. I don't know how the committee gonna list them in the ranking either. It might be a fight between Miami and Vanderbilt, to be honest with you, for that spot between Miami and Vanderbilt. Yeah. So another game that I was watching earlier. Well, it actually just ended, and I couldn't even be more ecstatic. Auburn, and Kentucky went at it tonight at Jordan Hare. And I think this was a battle of who's gonna get fired next. Who the loser is most likely will get fired next. Cause now another close game by Hugh Freeze went to waste, and now Florida could. I mean, not Florida. Auburn couldn't even score a touchdown. He kept on trading in and out quarterbacks. Like this dude Hugh Freeze is a joke. Like I guarantee you, bro. I wouldn't even be surprised if we wake up in the morning and breaking news: Hugh Freeze fired. I wouldn't even be shocked. My reaction be, oh, well, damn. What's for breakfast? That's my reaction. That's predictable. This dude lost the last 4 or 5 games he done lost been so close. He had so many close games, and he's still losing. He's still losing. Kentucky only scored 1 touchdown and 1 field goal. They still won the game. At Jordan Hare. At Jordan Hare. Bums, man. Auburn just a bunch of bums. That's all that is, bro. That's and this dude said he took the running back who was the leader of the team. He cut him off the team because he didn't live up to the Auburn standard. Whatever the hell that is. He didn't live up to the Auburn standard, so he had to cut him. What is the Auburn standard? Losing? Like, damn. Come on, Hugh. You making it look bad. Like, I'm telling you, every week it's a coach getting fired. Every week. You literally probably just solidified yourself as the next victim. Tomorrow, I won't be surprised, and I'm not hoping for no man to get fired, no coach to get fired, but hey, bro, it's just so predictable. It's just so predictable. You definitely getting fired at some point. You lost to a team in Kentucky that's a basketball school. You lost to a basketball school. They only scored 1 touchdown on the field goal. Man, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But, it is what it is, I think, like I said, y'all in mediocrity. Y'all been in mediocrity since damn 2010. Granted, that 2013, that kick six shit, y'all got lucky off that. But y'all still got mollywopped in the championship. But anyway, we ain't finna spend too much time on them bums. Now, another team that lost to a basketball school, which my basketball school, my favorite college basketball team, the Duke Blue Devils. But they lost to the Clemson Tigers lost to the Duke Blue Devils. 46-45. Now, I know I stated Hugh Freeze might be next, but damn, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna either be him or Dabo. It's gonna be either him or Dabo. Because come on now, this is Dabo's worst start since 2013. I think they said 2013 or 2011 one, whichever one. But it's a decade plus, pretty much. You done lost this many games. And, and now you keep on trying to live in the past. Like, I brought this team so many championships and conference championships. We've been running things since I've been here. But we don't focus on that though. But we don't. That mic went out. But yeah, Dabo lost to the blue dude. Dabo lost to the Duke Blue Devils. And he said it today. He even know it. He said, I might be fired tomorrow. If you already know it's coming, you already know it's coming. So you can't you can't make this up, bro. Like bro said, I might be fired tomorrow. Like you know what's coming. But you should have known though, because you talked a lot of gas before the season started, saying you had high expectations for this team to make it to the playoffs and to bring another championship to Clemson. And you said the dynasty or whatever the hell that is, a dynasty. Like that little run you had with that with Deshaun and Trevor, the only two like you could win with, you won like in a 2-year span. That's not really a dynasty. Oh, a mini dynasty at that probably, but no. A dynasty is Alabama. That's a dynasty. But look, you keep on trying to live in the. I mean, you can say we do the same thing, but we got multiple championships. We could say like, man, we could say we missed 2009, 2012, 2013, 2016, 2018. We could say all that. You really only got two. We got like, but I'm just going by recently. I ain't even got to go back for the full 18. I'm counting the Nick Sabans. 6. Now, pat on the back, you beat us twice, but don't forget we did beat you first. So they like to rule it out. And then on that, you haven't done nothing since 2018. You haven't done nothing since 2018. You haven't made the damn championships the damn 2019, 2020 season. And you pretty much been irrelevant since then. You've been irrelevant since 2020. That's half a decade ago. And now you keep on trying to relive the past, going back to saying, we was a hard team to beat. Why would you want to give up on old times? You like that girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend that don't want to let go of the past, pretty much. Or the ex-boyfriend that don't want to let go of the past. That's you clinging on to shit that's not there. That's you. Let it go. Now you might be fired tomorrow. It's a good chance. But you just gotta let it go. It is what it is. But who would have think though? Dabo Swinney and Hugh Freeze probably get fired. Well, they both get fired tomorrow. That'd be so hilarious. That'd be hilarious. But, that's neither here or there. All credit to Dabo. I mean, I guess. I ain't say all that. But yeah, man, this another game that's going on actually right now is pretty much over now. Cause I like Oklahoma from the score again. Oklahoma they finna pretty much dog walk Tennessee. They finna dog walk Tennessee. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good game. It was a good game. But Tennessee dressed all black. They blacked out just to get score drug. Like, come on now. Tennessee. Now it's gonna be the third. They definitely not making the playoffs. This is a playoff elimination game. They dressed in all black for a funeral, and that's pretty much what it was. They dressed up in all black for a funeral, but what they didn't know, it's their own funeral. Tennessee, Josh Harbaugh, you idiot. The only night game Tennessee had, home environment. Y'all choked to a piss poor Oklahoma team. The offense ain't even that good. Offensive line ain't that good. They had a defensive lineman return a fumble for 71 yards. That's crazy. Hold on, let me check that. I gotta check that again. Yo, yeah, I'm back. I don't know what happened, but look, yeah, Dabo pretty much at the end of his time at Clemson, think he's gonna get fired. Um, I was talking about the Tennessee, yeah, Tennessee. They pretty much dressed all black for their own funeral, like a bunch of goofies. It was dope for a visual concept, I guess. But you bummos messed around and just for your own funeral, because you got mollywhopped by an offensive team. I mean, offensive team, a bad team that's been struggling offensively. And then all of that, like I said, defensive lineman returned a 71-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Like, come on now. This is supposed to be the second best SEC offensive team in college football in Tennessee. But they didn't. They managed to not even do that. They pretty much folded under pressure. Put it that way. Now they can't even make the playoffs because they're at 3 losses now. That's a funeral. That's it. You're not making the playoffs this year. It's over. Couldn't beat your alma mater, Josh, and I'm sorry, but you should have handled business accordingly instead of playing piss poor. Like these dudes really dressed in all black. Like, come on, we thought it was cool. You thought it was cool to do that? I mean, like I said, man, every team want to do that, but damn no, y'all ain't that good. Y'all ain't been that good. Like y'all been decent the last couple years. I give you credit for that. But other than that, y'all all right. Y'all ain't top tier. Y'all can't beat Georgia. Y'all beat us like once or twice every blue moon, but that's it. And then before that, y'all ain't beat us down since 2003. I was in first grade last time y'all beat us before 2022. I was literally in the first grade. So yeah, um, all those games going on, man. Those are pretty much some good games tonight. We're going forward to next week now. Alabama, we got to reload. Hoping we nurse some injuries and start working on our schemes like I stated before. I got a lot of confidence in this team going forward on this remaining gauntlet. You know, I got a good because I think these next couple games, the trenches should be kind of fun because Auburn Auburn has a horrible offense, as you can see. Uh, LSU got inexperienced linemen. And Oklahoma got an inexperienced lineman and injured lineman as well. So I think defensively we should be at peak these next couple games, and hopefully we get the better chance of running the ball. 'Cause like I said, I think we ain't reached our peak yet. I think we still got a level, if not two, to get to be at our peak and just showing out on everybody. And I think we'll get there for sure. I really trust in KB and Ty. You know, this team is going in a wonderful direction. I'm hoping we get the job done to bring a championship back to Tuscaloosa. You know, that's what all I want. You know, that it's just this team got that confidence in them. You can see it in them every game and every play. They want to win. But before I go, I got to give credit. I got to give a salute and a happy birthday to the greatest college football coach of all time, Nick Saban, with the 7 national championships, 1 with LSU and 6 with the greatest college football program, University of Alabama. You know, Nick Saban, but to many people, is the GOAT of college football. A lot of people will hype Paul Bear Bryant, which is, like I said, it's a benefit. We got 2 of the best college football coaches of all time. To go, they coached at our university. And I became a fan in 2008. I watched us when we played Florida and losing the SEC championship. I did not like that. And then, all the way to the next year, which was '09, was a magical, like, it was just a great year. We went undefeated. Mark won Heisman, and we just beat everybody in front of us. Like, it was a lot of key games, like the Tennessee game in '09 when we blocked the kick. B Lane Kiffin, the Lane Kiffin Tennessee Volunteers. The Auburn game. We had a lot of those games we played in that season that we came, just like this season. We showed heart and we showed grit and we got it done. We ended up beating Texas for the championship. You know, a lot of people ask what was my favorite Nick Saban championship with Alabama championship. I would probably have to say, I want to say the '09 because that was the first one. That was the first one. But I would for sure have to say the 2015 16 because everybody counted us out. Because we pretty much after because we went back to back with AJ from 2012 to 2013. And then we messed around. The kick six happened. We didn't get the championship. We got to the Final Four, the first college football playoffs, the Final Four the next year. But we lost to Ohio State, the eventual champions. So the next year, and the next year we ended up losing to Ole Miss the first game because we lost to Ole Miss in 2014 as well. But we lost to Ole Miss in 2015 with Chad Kelly. Well, Chad Kelly was the quarterback for Ole Miss, and everybody counted us out. Like everybody counted us out and didn't think we was gonna make it. Like we was like nothing. But we played everybody in front of us, just like the team we are right now. We played every team in front of us, and we beat them. We beat everybody. I remember every game from that season, especially the championship. We beat Clemson. So, you know, I would have to say that's my favorite one, the 15. The second one would have to be the '09. Um, Nick Saban, man, he just one of the greatest. Like, he's such a great motivational. Like, you want him to be a motivational coach to you to help you get through stuff. Now he might be like, he might put a little fire on your ass, but he does what it takes to make you better though, and that's what he has done with a lot of players for that university. And then a lot of them end up going first round or making it in the NFL. A lot of them NFL players, they got Nick Saban to thank for the most part. You know, Nick Saban did a lot, played a huge part in their life. So, and you look at all the great plays Nick Saban has put out there. Mark Ingram, Julio Jones, uh, Jalen Hurts, you know, Miro here soon, Tua Tagovailoa, Mac Jones, Bryce Young, you know, all these guys out here. Devontae Smith. You got a lot of players out here that play for Nick Anderson. You know, got all these players that play for not Nick Anderson, Will Anderson. All these players that play for Nick Saban, and he's produced a lot of great talent. So you gotta give thanks to him. But this is it for the Freddie G School of Hard Knocks. I might pull back up. Well, I ain't gonna pull back up tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do an episode every other day. Try to put more stuff out there, but I gotta see how it goes, man. But this Freddie G School of Hard Knocks. I'm out.